Hi, tech friends. Hey, how you doing? Um, so I finished backing up. Wow, this thing is still spinning around. I can feel it's going. Can you hear it? Yeah. So, it's magnetized. So I backed up everything. So it's about over almost a terabyte worth of files. It says it's about 500 and something. Well, gig. Oops, it popped off. No, it's backed up already. Yeah. I just turned off. The laptop is disconnected. This is a transfer files. It's not doing anything else. Um, this is a slow process. The faster way to do it was to go over the network and do it. I just want to show you. Let me unplug this power. We don't need this on. So this to show you on these smaller. The SSDs, the solid states, they're about the same size as this, but this is mechanical hard drive. So this adapter plugs into this, see? And then that's all you need to run these and the SSDs. If you need you can use it. This is a multi-purpose cable. See, USB. Then you put the power cable plug into it. So and that's it. But it's not unnecessary. You don't have to do that. I heard it click. See that? Listen to this. Drive is going bad. Watch. It sounds like the parking heads, but it shouldn't make that noise. Like a click noise. They don't last long, That's when the drives go bad. That's only one problem with the mechanical drives. They do go bad. But, so I got everything that I need on here. Now, I could plug it into that NAS and run it off there or have a, but I did it for backup purpose. This thing here, this is working. I went on the web and I went to it. It's like a graphical interface. It has a picture of a gear, multimedia. You can do, because you can do multimedia. It can access all the movies and stuff that I have on the drive. But that's another thing. I backed up everything because I used to have everything hooked up to Windows Media Center, which was what, 7 or something like that, and it recorded all TV shows and stuff like that. So that's all backed up on here too. So it's a lot of files. We're talking about a lot of stuff. It takes time, but you should back up periodically. This could back up to another drive too, but it's gonna back it up in its format. It's not gonna put it in the format I want. So this way, at least I have a Windows version, so I can connect to anything with it, and that serves a purpose. But having a NAS is a file server, so it's a network attached storage. Yeah. And businesses, it's for like small to medium-sized business. For a large-scale business, they have, you have server files, server places. So you have a server storage. You have a rack-mounted server storage. You have different drives, and it goes like that. And most of them are fiber optical. They were like, and also have a backup drive system. I don't know I don't think they're using those anymore. Those are very expensive. So the server guy that's what your job is. You would have to manage the servers and the switches, and you go into it's like a whole server room. It'd be like a large room, and have all these servers in there. It's fun though. It makes you more in touch because you're coming from the desktop, the laptop, the tablet, the small computer, handheld. Well, it has handheld computers and things like that. And then you go into the server with the back end that runs all, that's what's called back end, runs all these gizmos and stuff. It's good to learn, the access points, the way I'm doing it, that's for me, you know. It's cool to have it. It's the standing up in the access points right there. But it's cool. Now I can control everything in the house. The lights, the fans, and the robot. I give the robot Sally. And I tell HG, I say HG, I don't want to turn on your devices because your HD should recognize your voice only. It shouldn't, but it's not, you know, like, well, they're getting there, let's put it this way. Sometimes it acts like a real person. It's kind of scary, but it's all in good. It should know your name. It should know where you live. It should know who you are and know when your birthday is and do little things for you and try to be helpful. Google has a program too. It's called Awards, and sometimes hey, did you just ask your HG, you know, this, and did it perform well? And they give you online money. You can't use it in a store. But you use it on their Google store, and it comes in handy. Yeah, they have that little program. It's called Google Awards. You try it out. I'm not promoting it. I'm just telling you about it. Yeah, but you gotta use the money within a certain period. You can use it for storage. Say you want to get the cloud storage. You know, instead of using this, you can use cloud. You know, Microsoft 365, Office 365 comes with I think it's 1 terabyte of storage. Unless you get the business, then you would have more. But you have to pay for that. You pay like $6.99, $9.99. It depends when you got it. Yeah, and you're basically a subscription. So, but you get Word, you get Word, PowerPoint, Access, everything. Outlook, which I don't really use. I should use it, but you know, it's just too many passwords, too many things to remember. So I'll just do what I can. But you might need it. You know, most businesses, that's the way they're set up. Yeah, when you go into a business, all of this, they have a domain. They log in. If you're the admin or the Active Directory person, like I used to do Active Directory all day long, I would create profiles. So you have your clone, say you were Sally, right? And Jane just started. So you take some of Sally's privileges and you give it to Jane. She started. So you give her, so she needs access to whatever department folders on the server that need access, so shared folders, and you give them access. So when she logs in, the script comes in and you know, and then all the drives that she has access on the server, and all the shared folders and the shared printers and the network and all the drivers and everything pops up and populates in their computer. So it's just acting. They don't really have anything on their computer. Companies don't want that. The only things on the computer is the operating system and the needed drivers. That's it. Everything's on the server, and that server can be slow. And a lot of companies, they're not using gig or 10 gig or higher. They're using, a lot of them are using 10100. I can't believe that. The last job I did that, that's what they were using. He told me, what did he tell me? He said, no, that they're all using is 10100 here. 10100. Why? They haven't upgraded to 1000 or 10 gig or higher, you know, because I know they're coming out with more download proficiency. Remember these switches, like I told you, the 10, the 100, the 1000, the 10 gigabyte, you know, even the 2.5 ports. Remember, you're not going to get full speed. Especially, I was looking at the TP-Link and the new next generations of VPN routers. They got a 10 gig. They said the maximum that the throughput from the NAT, NAT, or the DHCP, it's what does it say? It's 9,000 something. Yeah. On the 1,000 gigs, you're looking at 954. And you have 150,000 connections. Yeah. Oh, but that's all about internet. You know, how's it do downloading? How does it connect? So you want a good router Look at the specs. See, a lot of companies, they don't put down the specs of these routers. When you buy a truck, an SUV, a sports car, don't you want to know what's under the hood, or you don't care? Don't you want to know what under the hood of these things are and how they perform? Yeah. So, yeah, this is VPN. This is dual WAN. This is VLAN if you want to do that option, which I should get that going because it would help a lot here. And then I want to, but you should know what's underneath the hood of these devices, like this. This Cisco is also VLAN. It has VLAN support. So at the time it was like a business router. That's why it's expensive. Emulators. If you want to get a TP-Link router, access point, whatever it is, and I promote it. I used to support them. I used to have been on their team. Yeah. And they would send me things. And then I helped them in conference meeting. Have the engineer and just give them feedback. Okay, hopefully they learned something from me. But they have emulator, and the emulator simulates the when you log in to the router, to the switches, all their equipment. So there's an emulator online, and you can see what it has and what kind of features. So you know what you're buying before you get it. You should look at that. It's TP-Link emulator. Just type that online. Just type it in Google. It'll pop up. And then you go there, and you'll see all what they got. And you click on it. Say you want to get a certain model, one of those AX 1800s. You want to see how the interface is and see what it comes with. It should come with QoS. It should have security and protect you. SPI. The new ones have SPI firewall. Stateful. That's called stateful protection interface. That's pretty good. This thing has it, but this controls the switch, and that have their own firewall features in there and web features. So the access points you don't really need because everything goes through that. If they were on their own, different story. But I'm just saying, know what you're getting. Buy whatever brand you want, but you want something reliable. That's not gonna give you hiccups. So that's when you have to be careful when you're buying equipment. This is another network video. I was going to talk about Contact Creator and the NAS. I could talk about that too. So you have your camera, your video camera, whatever it is you're using. A lot of video cameras have hard drives. I have one with a 30 gig hard drive or an SSD. That's pretty good. You can use that, but I think it's only 720p, or is it? I think it's 1080p. I think it's 1080p. I don't know. I have to look at it. But that's what I was doing in here with that. Way too much stuff here. Oh, here it is. So this is the battery pack for the JVC. It's pretty good. Well, one of the ex-girlfriends had it. She said, "Hey, you can keep it. It's brand new. She just bought it." What it is a video cam. It has 30 gig hard drive. It can record to SD. But the battery is dead. So I went on Amazon and I got this is for JVC. This is actually 1,700 milliamp lithium ion battery pack. A little bigger. And it comes with its matching charger, which is running off USB. Which is not bad. I mean, you can, but you need, I use high powered USB, but it wouldn't work with it. So when you went low power USB, it didn't work. Okay, so this battery is fully charged. And you videotape. Now, okay, what happens after you videotape? How do you get the fancy graphics? Like I do with mine. Yeah. So you can either store it to your NAS, transfer it to another computer that you do video editing on. The video editing computer could be your iMac too, because on the iMac you have better, resolution and more features. Or you can do it everything on your phone. They have software for your phone where you can do everything. Convert a 1080p to 4K if you want to. Remember, 4K files are huge. If you don't have unlimited bandwidth, you gotta be careful, because you can reach your threshold if you have unlimited bandwidth. Then again, if you have that certain kind of slowness on 20 up, you gotta pick a 20 megs up, and you got a 14 or 20 gig 4K file, and it's gonna take some time to get that up there. So be patient, and it's gonna be a strain in your network too. And never use cell phone data unless you have unlimited data, but you're only allowed so much too, and that too. You got to remember about all of that stuff. So a lot of content creators use 1080p, 60 frames. That's good. Use that feature, and shoot your videos. Make sure your video is focused on your channel, what you're doing on your channel. Like this, I have a tendency to talk about other things, but that's the way it is. You talk about it. But right now, this channel is, I'm focusing on the NAS and what the NAS is used for. So you can store your files on the NAS much faster, and you can access it from your laptop, your tablet, and stuff like that. And you can work on your video content, and you can upload it, and you can get on YouTube and get into your manage your videos and get in there and do what you have to do. Description, title, and turn on your tags and all that stuff. You got to get all that going in the end screen, and you should have an end screen. End screen is you can have your subscribe is your little picture of yourself, and then you have the different videos you want to look at. Some people say one video is enough. Some people said 2. Some people put 3. Yeah, but you got to remember, they're watching it on. They could be watching it on their smart TV. They could be doing it on their phone. A lot of them, the majority of them, are on the phone. It tells you on your channel how people access your channel. How do they access from YouTube? Because right now, I learned yesterday, I went to a site where they had, out of all the multimedia sites, social media sites, which one is the best one? And Facebook is number 1. And then comes YouTube. Twitter's at the bottom of the list. And I was using that all the time. I'm not using that because you want to know which ones you should promote your videos on or tell others, and and use your friends on Facebook. You got a lot of friends. You got 4,000, 5,000, 10, whatever it is. Hey, tell them what you got a new video and tell them they should go check it out. They can click on Facebook. It'll play the YouTube video on Facebook, or you can upload it to Facebook too. Some people don't like social media, but you have to get your stuff out. You can't use newspaper, so that's one way. You can use LinkedIn. You can use whatever it is you want to use. You think people come from. Majority of the people are coming from YouTube. That's where they're coming from. It's using the search engine, Google. That's a whole ego. Because Google owns YouTube. So before, it was 2 guys at a college that had it. It was easy. Back then it was easy. There was no restrictions, but now there's a lot of restrictions. I understand there's some restrictions, and people forget when they're making videos. Make sure, this is for educational purposes. I don't say it anymore, but I just told you anyway. And then another channel, it might be for entertainment purposes. Another channel might be for spiritual purposes. It goes on and on and on, but that's it. So, a NAS is good to have. Cloud, you can use the cloud, but remember, cloud uses the internet, and you limited storage. Some companies like Box.com, I'm not promoting them, but Box.com is cloud, and they were giving away 50 gigs for free. Yeah, they did that. And Dropbox is another one. So you have Dropbox, Box.com. Box.com is popular. And Google Drive gives you, I think it's 15 gig of storage. And, Microsoft has it too. So they all have it. And you can have cloud too, because a lot of these NAS have cloud features. And you can set up a cloud and use your own. Like you can do your own VPN, like you can do your own VLAN. I mean, there's a lot of options you have today. Or that Pi-hole box that you use for the Raspberry Pi, make your own internet web filter system. Yeah. But anyway, that's it. Is that glare there? Should be no glare. But this is my network here. This is exactly, well, you see, that's my network right there. I don't have multitude of little boxes, switches around. You don't want that in a house. The main switch should cover everything, unless you have a place where you can't get anything to. But then again, you can use wireless. All your computers are wireless. Wireless is just as fast now as wired. If you use good equipment and have enough access points. Like I said, go around, do a site survey. See what's dead. Where it's dead, that's when you need to reinforce. And that's where the access point will go. That's the way to do it in business. You go into a business, look at the ceiling. You'll see it up in this on the ceiling. You'll see like a Cisco access point up in the ceiling. That's PoE, and that's connected to a switch in their closet. Closet room should be secured with a lock. It shouldn't be opened. Some of them are wide open. Inside that closet, you'll see voice over IP connections. You'll see maybe ISP's business system, business account, and you see a rack, and you see a couple of switches and the wires. It should be neat in there. It shouldn't be sloppy. Yeah, cables should be neat. I don't have this in the case because I want the air conditioning to cool it. The fan is cooling it. Right now, the temperature is all right. It's not hot. But you want the air to flow through it. It works better that way. Trust me. Don't just throw it and hide it. Don't put that stuff where your TV or smart TV is. Because anything electronic, just keep it separated. Because you want the best possible connection. The access points have no interference. My access points, I found that they have 6 antennas in there. There's a site online that only, they sell the switches and then sell other things. So I have, mine is like next to the top of the line. I mean, they have newer ones now. The company went with rounder ones. But they're expensive. Mine are like, well, that site is like 75. Amazon, they want 58. I paid a lot for mine. 2 of them are over 100. I just want to with the same company. I don't want to use nobody else's stuff. I've tried all the other brands, and then Linksys is all right. I mean, but that's what I'm using for now. I wanted to get what I have now for access points and put it here to control the lights and stuff. But it's expensive. Now on this site, I found it was $27 worth. On that's for 802.11n. But I don't want that. It should be an AC one. Because these AC ones, they can do 2.4. Keep it isolated. I did that. I put one was 2.4. The other one was 5 gigahertz. The problem doing that is there was a dead spot for both. So that's why I left it with this one. And this one's pretty powerful. Don't be fooled by its 6 antennas. 3 and 3, and the 2 on the top. Well, no, I said it wrong. 4 antennas inside, and 2 out. 6. But yeah. So, as a content creator, you have a video editing program. You run that. On the computer, you might run into glitches. On your phone, it might be a little faster because it's using Java. And Java doesn't require so much memory. And so it'll be quicker to compile it. Because if you use your phone or your camera, they have built-in GPU features. It's a graphic processor unit. Rendering the codecs. It'll be faster. Because your PC could be slow for rendering a video. It should go faster. But sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes but your phone can do it because the app is faster. It's 4-bit. It's Java. It's written in Java code, so it's going to be faster. Where I know Windows 11 now has some you can put well, you're supposed to be able to put Google apps on there. I haven't really played around with that. Yeah, I've installed some of the apps from the Microsoft Store, but I don't know. But the content creator, if you're a content creator, get a NAS, learn how to hook that up. It's not hard to hook it up. It's just basically get the drive and put it. They don't come with drives. You have to get the drive on your own unless something's changed. Now WD had a USB drive and like a attached storage drive, and then you put it on your network. That uses the green drive from WD. And it was slow. I had those, but you don't need those. You can do it yourself. You can do it yourself, or you can get one of those little Raspberry Pi boards and build your own NAS. There's open software for NAS online. You can do that. Oh, TV's getting ready to turn on. It's hard to show you things when it comes to networking because you'll see the IP address, you see who you're using. I mean, sure, you can block it, but you can look at your own emulator and play around. Emulator password is right there. It tells you what it is. It's easy to get on. And you see whatever router you're getting. You should get a router that have an emulator online. Otherwise, it's like, what's it? Oh, potluck, as they call it. Because you don't know what you're getting. TP-Link is good. Then you have other companies too. I don't. Yeah, well, there's other companies you can get too. I mean, I don't know. TP-Link, they used to be good. I don't know. There were a lot of problems when they first came out with their 625 router. It was a white router. It was high end. Too bad it wasn't good quality. Live to its potential. All that stuff is obsolete. Then TP-Link, they came up with their own stuff. I think it was a 431 or something like that. I had 4 of those, but they would burn out. Can't handle everything. That's where these antennas come from. But this is my rack. This is my network. This is the way I have it running. I thought about it, getting the Verizon 5G. Because they sent me that thing, it's at $25 for internet. And plug it into the second LAN port there. So you can use that in case the CSP and the wired failed or they're not working. Because sometimes they go down and you have to... Right now, if I go down, I'm kind of screwed because I don't have no internet. I have no internet TV. But I do have my aerial. My dual aerial out there, my 80 range out there with 130 channels or 150 channels. I have that I can turn it into, but it's not the same as the internet. Or I can create a hotspot on my phone, which is just, well, that's similar to what Verizon. So Verizon for me would be $50 a month because I don't have the Verizon cell service. But I can try it out for 30 days, see if I like it or not. I know right now it's not going to work too good. I'll have to go up in the attic. Because the attic facing that way is where the antenna is. So I'd have to put it up. I can't put it up there, so I'll have to put it like a cell antenna up there and connect it back down to the unit to get the signal. So there's no windows facing where the aerial is. That's why my signal is not that great in here. It'll be the same crap again. My house is pointed in the direction of the cell tower. Because you remember, it's all based on the cell tower. Okay. Well, like I said, content creators, NAS comes in handy. You store your files there. You can access your files anywhere in the house. If you open up your NAS, you can access your file anywhere. Log in and get in there. VPN. Some people use VPN. Some people use Dynamic NDS and log in that way. Could be kind of wonky when you use that setup too. But or you can use your phone. You use your smartphone and So the best thing to do is put stuff on the cloud, and you can access it from your phone, you can access it from a computer, whatever it is, and get your information that way. With the cloud, you have it on the computer, and you can get to your files. But sending large video files to the cloud could be a slow process. That's where NAS comes in. Or you can do everything on your phone, whichever you want to. What do you want to use for camera? Because most of these cameras, most of these cell phones you're paying for, they're up to $500, $1,000, $2,000. And you need to come with a high-end camera. Should you buy a digital DLR? Those are only good for 100 shutters. 100,000 shutters. So when that thing goes back, then that's it for that one. I'm sure you can replace, but those cameras are expensive too. I believe people use everything they can get a hold of the video. You see here the lighting is flickering. So sometimes I just use the sunlight and it's good enough. Now here, these lights, I can change them to be more similar to a studio light. I have studio lights too. But like I said, I recommend a NAS. You can get one, get something for your house. Figure what you need. Do you need 6 terabytes? Do you need 1 terabyte? Are you going to store a lot of files? If you do a lot of files, yeah. But don't put them on the computer, because anything happened to that hard drive or that computer, you're kind of screwed. You don't want to end up in that. Make sure your network is secured. Make sure you're using good quality passwords. Like that. Okay, I'm going to cut this short. Hey, we stayed on topic. We didn't sway. All right. Subscribe today. That's all I ask. Get this channel going. And I'll make videos. There's a lot to talk about. I encounter a lot. It's getting hot in here. Hey, Google, turn on the living room fan.
Got it. Turning on the living room fan.
Takes a while to feel it. I know you can hear it. It's behind me. There we go. The ceiling fan, you could control that, and the kitchen lights had the kitchen lights control, but you need a certain kind of wire. It won't work properly. I got it to work, but it's tricky sometimes. But it's cool when she can control the front door, all the lights. You can tell it. She turned all the lights on, all the lights come on. House light up. Patio too. She can control my patio lights. I got 4 lights in the patio, and I have a pole that I built. And I can eavesdrop and listen to outside with one of the cameras. I can tell her. And it comes up in the smart TV. It's pretty cool. No, I don't have the doorbell ringer because I have a camera aimed outside. I don't need all that. Too much to worry about.